Hi, Damien. Thanks for being here today. I really appreciate your time. I've been looking forward to meeting you. So, how have you been? Okay?
Yeah, very well. Thanks, Gabriel. Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Damien, tell me a little bit more about Intuit.
Well, Intuit, Gabriel, it's a global company. We've got more than 18,000 employees spread across the globe. We've got more than 103 million customers across our different portfolio of products. 7 million of those are small businesses that use QuickBooks Online, and more than 300,000 accountants and bookkeepers use QuickBooks Online Accountant to run their practice. So
Wow.
this year we'll do something along the lines of $15 billion in revenue. So we are this one of the biggest tech companies in the world, which surprises quite a few people.
You've been with the company for 2 years now, and what still surprises you when you speak to accountants about QuickBooks?
Oh, well, I think, Gabriel, that first, even some of those numbers that I shared, I think that surprises a lot of accountants and bookkeepers. We started in Australia through a licensing agreement with Reckon, and they were distributing QuickBooks desktop products. So I'm really surprised when I do go out and speak to accountants and bookkeepers around the country. A lot of them are surprised to learn that we're not this Reckon product, but we were the Reckon desktop product that was QuickBooks at one point in time. So that's something that surprises me. Another thing that surprises me is people have this misconception or preconception that QuickBooks is really good for those startup clients, the clients that are just coming off Excel. But actually, as I said earlier, more than 7 million small businesses around the world use QuickBooks Online to run the bookkeeping and accounting of their business. And so I think that's the other thing that always surprises me. And the last thing as well there is that QuickBooks Online Accountant has come along an enormous way in terms of the functionality and the feature set and the innovation that you were just touching on in terms of tools specifically made for accountants and bookkeepers to better service their clients and run their own practice as well. So I think that's the big thing that surprises me. Some of the misconceptions and preconceptions that are out there about QuickBooks.
About non-QuickBooks related, what's something that still surprises you about accountants today?
Interesting question. One of the things that I get surprised by when I talk to a lot of accountants is the multiple systems that they're supporting. And I was sort of talking about a couple of different client types there, some being the Excel-based startup clients, and obviously all the way through to sort of the more medium-sized businesses. What really surprises me is that accountants are using multiple systems to manage the books for their clients. And I think that means that there's an incredible amount of inefficiency that's happening in an accounting firm because accounting firms don't want to talk to their clients about a suite of tools that will help both of them. So rather than the accountant having to be an expert in 3 or 4 different general ledgers, having to be certified in 3 or 4 general ledgers as well as Excel, I think it's in the accountant's best interest and actually the client's best interest if the accounting firm standardizes the platforms that they're supporting. Because I think what it'll mean the accountant can be much more efficient. It'll mean that the accountant can deliver a much more consistent client experience. And I think for the small business client, it means that they can actually get more out of their relationship with their accountant. So it's less about click here, click there, and more about what's actually what do the numbers mean. And so I think that's something that really surprises me is this willingness of accounting firms to support multiple platforms. I think streamline, I think standardize, and I think it'll make your life easier, your team's life easier, and I think also your clients' lives easier.
About AI, is that a big part of Intuit's future? Do you see as such, or?
Yeah, Gabriel, it's a big part of our past and it's a big part of our future. And I think that's the really important thing. Machine learning and AI, that's been active in the QuickBooks suite and the QuickBooks platform for many, many years, and it just gets better and better. So whether it's recognizing duplicate transactions, flagging anomalies, looking at cash flow predictions, already that artificial intelligence is in place in the QuickBooks suite of tools. And sort of interestingly, across all of the Intuit products, we have more than 53 billion machine learning predictions predictions per day. So just from the 7 million small business customers coming in, from the sheer volume of bank feeds, $2 trillion worth of invoices go out via QuickBooks. So machine learning and artificial intelligence is very active already. And I think what we'll start to see is more and more AI, what we call AI-driven customer interactions, where we're prompting either you, the small business owner, or you, the accountant and business owner, or you, the accountant and bookkeeper, to have these different conversations with your clients. So it's already we've got AI in our day-to-day, and the more data that comes into the system, the more we learn, and gives us more opportunities to provide insights to you, the accountant, business owner, accountant, so you can then raise those insights and flag those anomalies with your client. And I think that'll take care of a lot of the routine activity that goes on, which allows you to dive deeper into what's actually happening in the business.
Absolutely. And would you say, I mean, are accountants' jobs at risk because of AI?
No, I don't think so, Gabriel. I think there's quite often that narrative comes around that the machines are taking the jobs of accountants and bookkeepers. What I do think, though, is those firms that don't embrace and don't try and don't test AI and machine learning, I think their future will be at risk. But I think those firms that embrace AI, and it's as simple as just getting started, and whether it's ChatGPT or whether it is looking at books review functionality or the duplicate transaction handling, embrace it, learn about it, and look at ways in which it can take care of the routine tasks and activities that are happening in your business. Because if we can free ourselves up from those routine tasks, what that means is we have more time to spend either on our business, or more importantly, spend time with our clients. So I don't think it's going to replace an accountant or bookkeeper, but actually it's going to enable the accountant and bookkeeper to play, I think, a much more productive and a much more active role in the lives of their clients.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you said that, because I can tell that lots of businesses are not really up to date and following what's happening. But having someone like you, especially giving us guidance in this tough times we live, there's a lot of innovative solutions out there, and it was always a pleasure hearing from you, Damien.
Gabriel, thank you so much for having me. Look forward to seeing you in Sydney later on in the year.